Alright, what is going on, everyone? DSP here. Welcome to the weekend preview. Today is Sunday, January 15th, 2017. In summary of everything that's been going on, I've got good news and bad news, alright? The good news is, this past week, pretty much all of my focus was on two main things. Dark Souls, the Redemption Run, and the funniest moments of 2016 Countdown. So the good news is that I have made significant progress in both of those. In Dark Souls, I actually only have 3 main areas left in the game to really explore. Only a few bosses left. So it's actually looking like maybe 2 more major sessions of that. And I may actually wrap it up. Now, there's been some discussion about whether or not I'm going to do the DLC for Dark Souls. And being that it looks like I may actually complete Dark Souls a little bit earlier than I originally thought, that's a consideration. I'll talk about that a little bit in this video, okay? And yes, I did finish the fan-voted funniest moments of 2016 Countdown over on KO Gaming last week. So those are 2 pieces of very good positive information, okay? The bad news is, you can still hear it in my throat here, I'm still freaking sick. Now, I am getting better every day, okay? I talked about this a little bit last week to try to clarify what has been going on. I've had 2 different colds over the past month. One I caught in December. It was just done and on the edges of me having symptoms. And then I caught another one last week. The good news is this cold has progressed nicely. I went from having bad sinus pain and sore throat to, runny nose, sneezing, to congestion in the nose, and then finally to cough. And now I'm to the point where, I still have a little bit of chest congestion. And yes, I still have throat issues. My throat is still a little swollen. It still hurts. In fact, it hurt really bad this morning. But over the course of today, it's actually been getting better, which is a good thing, all right? So that sucks. It's still been a week, a whole freaking week here, and I'm still sick, right? I'm still going through this, and I'm trying to get over it. So here's the deal. Here's how I'm going to approach this week, because there's a lot going on. There's Patron stuff going on, and I have to kind of reshuffle it. As you can hear right now, I'm in no condition to be filming, long videos. You know what I mean? It'd be one thing if, I'm doing gameplay and I talk sporadically. But for me to film, a long-ass vlog, even this weekend preview, I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible. There's no way I could do, a 30-minute or 20 to 30-minute Q&A video for patrons right now. My voice is going to give out or sound nasty halfway through, and they're obviously not going to want that. So here's the deal, all right? Tonight, right after I finish filming this weekend preview video, I am going to look at all the responses that I got from patrons on Patreon.com this past week. It was a week ago that I sent private messages out to everyone in regards to their perks for the month of December and their December pledges. Anyone who's due a forum upgrade, okay, anyone who's due that kind of stuff that I can do, I'm going to sort that out tonight, send it off to my webmaster. Within the next day or 2, everyone who's owed those kind of perks should have them done, okay? Unfortunately, there are 3 people who I owe private Q&A videos to. And right now, I was going to do them last week, and last week I was sick. I was going to film them tonight, and tonight, as you can hear, as I go on with this video, my voice is getting hoarser and hoarser. So it obviously doesn't make sense for me to say, I'm going to do them tonight. They'd be horrible, these videos, okay? Now, the problem here is, next weekend, we've got an event. That's right, 1 week from today, ladies and gentlemen, it is my Twitch and Chill Marathon stream, where supposedly, for 7 hours or so, I'm supposed to be here on stream with you, and I'm going to be playing the kind of games that aren't really made for YouTube playthroughs. They're more for, downtime or more interactive. There's actually been some great suggestions on my kingofhate.com forums from patrons already. Games where they're very interactive with Stream Chat, where Stream Chat and or via the internet, people who are watching the stream can submit answers and things. There's games where I guess they could actually submit obstacles in the game and stuff. Pretty wild, the stuff that I'm hearing is out there. So all that being said, this Twitch and Chill stream is supposed to be a week from today, all right? And I want to do it, but again, it's all depending on my health. So here's the plan for this week, because obviously this health issue has been going on far too freaking long, and I've had enough, all right? As of yesterday, I actually found out that I have the ability to get proof of insurance from my health insurance company. I don't have their little card with all my numbers and everything proving that I have insurance, but supposedly I can print a letter off of their website stating that I have health insurance, all right? If this illness that I have is not clearing up by the middle of this week, I'm going to the doctor, and I don't want to. I actually looked it up, and just to walk into a doctor's office for anything but a yearly physical, because I'm sick, walking into a doctor's office is going to cost me $75. Any kind of medication is going to cost me at a minimum $35. It could be way more than that. So obviously, best case scenario, maybe I'll get over this, and by middle of the week, I'll sound much better, and I won't have to go to the doctor. But if I still sound like this on Wednesday, there's no way I can keep going on like this. I've got too much work to do. We've got new releases next week, Resident Evil 7 and Yakuza, and we got this Twitch and Chill Marathon. Everyone wants to see this new stuff. I can't do it if I sound like freaking this. I just can't do it, okay? I've been toughing it through all week, doing Dark Souls for you, sounding like shit, and I can't put up with it anymore. And it sucks, because I really don't have the money to go to the doctor, but I'm going to have to. All right, I just have to. What can I do, right? So here's the rough schedule of what you can expect in the next week, and then I'm going to have an update regarding those patron perks that I can't do right now, all right? Tonight, the weekend preview, and obviously I'm going to do some patron stuff, try to get those patrons their perks as soon as possible. I know there's some patrons that are owed forum upgrades, and you want to nominate games for this Twitch and Chill Marathon. You'll definitely have your upgrades in the next couple of days, so you'll have plenty of time to go to the forums, go to the thread, and post up, okay? No worries. I will see your nominations. This week, for first couple days of the week, what I want to see is how far can I get in Dark Souls? Because what people have said is once you go to the final area of the game, you cannot do the DLC, I guess. The name of the DLC is what? Artorias of the Abyss or something like that. The problem is the DLC is expensive. $15 freaking dollars. Seriously, $15 for a DLC that's going to add maybe 1 to 2 sessions of gameplay. It's actually not a lot of areas. It's just some pretty challenging fights. And yes, people want to see me do this DLC because they're like, that would be the complete redemption run. You fight the toughest bosses in the game, which are in the DLC. We want to see that. But the point that I've been making to everyone is when I bought Dark Souls on the Xbox 360, it was $20. For this DLC, which is only going to add, a few more hours of gameplay to the playthrough, it's $15. That's, in my opinion, it's so overpriced. It's ridiculous. That should have been reduced dramatically. When they reduced the price of Dark Souls from $60 down to $20, they should have reduced the price of the DLC from $15 to $5. But they didn't. I think it's a ripoff. But if the playthrough progresses this week, if my health holds up, and if people really want to see this Artorias Abyss DLC, okay, I will consider doing it this week. So maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, depends to see how far I get in Dark Souls. I may do it, okay? Oh, jeez. So that's the gameplay you can expect this week. The conclusion of Dark Souls, the Redemption Run, and possibly I'll add in the DLC there in the conclusion of Dark Souls, the Redemption Run. If I happen to finish all of that way early, then if I have a few extra sessions of gameplay before the new releases hit next week, then I will go back to Zelda Ocarina of Time. But as of right now, that playthrough is definitely the back burner playthrough. Dark Souls have been doing great all month long. I cannot complain. People are watching. They're coming to the streams. They're watching the videos on YouTube. I have to keep going with what's working during a dead month like this with no new releases, okay? I'm not saying Ocarina of Time is completely dead. I'm saying that that's going to be a downtime playthrough. And certainly now that they've got Breath of the Wild has been announced for March 3rd and all of that with the Switch launch, Ocarina of Time doesn't necessarily seem to be the most pertinent playthrough at this point, right? Especially because we know how long the game is. I mean, would I even have time to beat it before Breath of the Wild? I don't know. I still want to do it. I'm not giving up on the playthrough. Yeah, but I'm just letting you know it's not the main focus. Dark Souls is the main focus for this week, okay? All right. So that's what you can expect this week. Dark Souls, maybe the Dark Souls DLC, we'll see. And the conclusion of that, and then Zelda if there's time. And then a week from today on Sunday, I want to do my Twitch and Chill marathon, if I can do it, if I'm up to it physically with this sickness, okay? On the flip side of that, the second half of every night, I'm going to be working on my Game of the Year awards. This starts as early as this Tuesday because I actually worked on it a little bit earlier on Friday night. And that night, I took the time to actually do the countdown, figure out it's going to be 10 top 10 best games of the year, plus 5 honorable mentions. It's going to be a 4-part series, where each part is going to talk about 3 to 4 different games. So it'll probably be about 10 to 15 minutes, rather than, you know, one video that's over an hour long, and it's way overly long, and no one wants that. Everyone likes digestible videos. Plus, if I do it this way and do 4 parts, it means I can get a part out every night, versus you have to wait all week for the one video, okay? So those should be starting to release, again, depending on my voice. I think probably starting Tuesday night. So you'll probably see part 1 on Tuesday night, part 2 on Wednesday night, part 3 on Thursday night, and then the conclusion probably on Saturday night on KO Gaming, okay? The year-end series have been great. The disappointing games of the year countdown, the funniest moments of the year. If you haven't seen them yet, check them out on KO Gaming. This will be the final year-end series. And then I can actually get into covering new stuff like Resident Evil 7 and stuff like that. The reviews and stuff will be going up on KO Gaming. And I've said this, and I'm going to stick to it. I think what I'm going to do is a montage series where I take like the best moments of my Dark Souls Redemption run playthrough and do like an abridged version of it. Maybe I either do like every death. I show every single death that happens in the playthrough. Or it could just be like funny moments, because there have been some pretty highlighted funny moments in this playthrough so far. We'll see. But I'm going to decide how I want to do it. But I want to do a montage series of that over on KO Gaming. Okay? But that, of course, that'll be after the year-end series. So really, that's what you can expect this week. Game of the Year awards on KO Gaming starting on Tuesday. And Dark Souls all week on DSP Gaming. Plus the live streams on Twitch, obviously, of Dark Souls. And if I finish all that up, including the DLC and all that, I'll go and back to Zelda Ocarina of Time. Now, like I said, hopefully this clears up. I don't have to go to the doctor. I really don't want to have to go to the doctor. But if I have to, I have to. Because I have to be better by next weekend for this marathon. You know, how can I do a 7-hour marathon? Now, worst case scenario, if I'm still bad next weekend, you know, oh my God, the doctor says I have terrible pneumonia. It's going to take, you know, a long time to get rid of it or whatever. I will postpone the marathon, all right, to a date when I know I can do it with my voice. I don't want to do a shitty, half-assed, terrible marathon where I sound awful and no one has any fun. So we'll see. Don't worry. You know, I'll be able to fit it in at some point. It's going to happen. But I'm hoping it could definitely still be on that set date of the 22nd. Yeah, the 22nd of January. All right. Now, keep in mind, I already said I'm covering Resident Evil 7. I may play Yakuza 0. Okay, coming up next week. I'm thinking of doing a midnight release stream for Resident Evil 7. But again, it all hinges on my health. So let's see how my health improves over the next week. All right. Let's fingers crossed, arms and everything, toes crossed, you know, hair, eyeballs crossed. Ugh, eyeballs crossed. Eyeballs crossed. That I get better. I mean, what else can I do? Every day I'm doing my best. I'm eating healthy. I'm taking supplements. I'm doing freaking saltwater gargling. This morning I took a spoon of honey and cinnamon mixed together to try to alleviate my sore throat. I'm doing every possible remedy you can think of, plus over-the-counter medicines, to try to make myself get better. It is what it is. If I gotta go to the doctor, I'll go. All right. So that's really it. The only thing that's in limbo here are these private Q&A videos for patrons. And I apologize. Obviously, share the strain now. After this, I'm basically not going to be talking for the rest of the night because of how bad I sound. You know, my voice is already raspy now. Again, much like the marathon next week, those Q&A videos are going to happen, but they have to wait for me to be able to do an extended length video. I apologize because I know there's 2 or 3 people who they sent me their questions. They want me to make the video. Obviously, you don't want me to make a video like this, right? And sound like shit and just have like, not good answers because I'm not feeling good. I want to do those for you as soon as I can. I promise you I'll get them for you as soon as I can. This is just, it sucks. It's life. Getting sick is a part of life. It sucks ass. I'm going to get through it, all right? So I'm excited. The last downtime week, really, before new releases, because then we got Resident Evil 7. We've got Yakuza. We've got Neo. We've got For Honor, Sniper Elite. Coming up later in the month, Horizon Zero Dawn in February. So there's so many new releases coming out shortly. We just got to get there. This month's been great with Dark Souls. Now let's hope I can finish strong here and I'll get better and I'll be up to snuff for next week for the new releases. All right. Ugh. Thank you, everyone. Enough of me talking. Let me rest my voice. And once again, thank you to the following December patrons who made the upcoming Twitch and Chill Marathon possible. Peace out, everyone. See you all this week for Dark Souls.